Okay. Yep. All right, good evening there, everyone. Welcome to Flinger Farm TV here. Let me just get this switched over to the correct night. There we go. There is our tower up, ready to roll here for the Pro Late Models. I see it there off to the side. We got drivers here getting ready for qualifying. Move this. Alrighty, so looks like qualifying is underway. Here we go. We got the 04 there. Where is my mouse? It's disappearing here on me. There we go. Greg Parmalee out there. There you see the times coming up there across the top, up above the nameplate. Now we set this to excitement. Who else is going to be out there? We got the 99 there, Billy Roberts, running through turn 1 and 2. There is the 28 out there as well, down here through the corner. Back out there onto the front straightaway, trying to get out of here to figure out what we can do to make this picture the best for you out here to watch at Cedar Lake. Okay, watching them there off of the corner, back out here onto the straight. That is the front stretch down here in the corner, number 1 and 2. The times rolling in. Great job there by Shaggy TV earlier there. When Shaggy is getting in here, he has not qualified. I don't think he's going to. And we got qualifying there. Trevor Guru out there had the pull, but now Maverick Seidel takes over with a 13.173. Guru with a 13.210. Joseph Grandy there with a 13.226. There's a more driver out there. Chapman, he's out there in the 72. Currently 14th. Didn't quite get the best there as he's got a 13.552 for Zach Chapman. Yeah, we got the Regal Wrapz and Designs. Pro Late Models here tonight. Great job here by these drivers as they come to an end there. Heat number 1 on the board. If my calculation's right, we'll have 2 heats. Here's heat number 1. We got Scott Rielum out there in first. Billy Roberts there in second. Joseph Grandy, he'll be starting third tonight with Maverick Seidel there for it. Dean Reynolds fifth. Ted York there in sixth. Jeff Sharp there in seventh. Mason Hine in eighth. Jeff Barker in ninth. So I got confirmation there is only 2 heats. So this will be inside. This will be. Hey now, wait a moment here, you. Come back here. Somebody's clicking the replay button and there is no replay to be had as of yet. And now we have locked up here for a moment. See if we can get this up and working there for you. We got green flag in the air, but I'm not showing green flag here. For some reason, my thing's out of sync. There we are. Green flag racing down here in the corner. If we can get that to get off that screen here, we got Joseph Grandy out there in front. Go ahead and close this down here, see if we can get this SDK to get back up and running the way it's supposed to. And they come there out of the corner. Grandy out front. Oh, come on, you. Got hung up somehow. Now they head there through turn number 1. Joe Grandy out there in front. Dean Reynolds second. 3 laps to go. Black flag for Billy Roberts. He's back there in 4th. And coming there out of the corner, we'll see if we can get our live timing back up here for you folks that are watching over at Coast to Coast Racing Network. There it is. It's back up and working there. Dean Reynolds there out front. Maverick Seidel there in 3rd. Billy Roberts 4th. They come sliding there through turn number 2. Down here, through turn number 4. Grandy will get the win here in heat number 1. Dean Reynolds 2nd. Maverick Seidel 3rd. Billy Roberts 4th. Jim Sharp 5th. Ted York there 6th. Scott Riome 7th. Mason Hine there in 8th. Those are unofficial results coming in right now here. Now we got Joseph Grandy in 1st. Dean Reynolds 2nd. Maverick Seidel there 3rd. Jim Sharp there 4th. Ted York 5th. Scott Riome there 6th. 7th going to Mason Hine. Billy Roberts bringing home 8th. And Jeff Barker there in 9th. All right, here in heat number 2, your grid will look as follows. John Hine out there in front with Sam Bachman there in 2nd. The number 5, Alex Salas starts on the inside, row number 2. There in the number 5 in 3rd with the 075 of Trevor Guru. Outside row number 2, there in 4th. Row number 3, that's going to be Greg Parmalee in the 04 starting 5th with Jason Butterfield driving at number 93 in 6th position. Zach Chapman, otherwise known as Shaggy to most of us here at Coast to Coast, driving at number 72, starting in 7th position. Gary Offfoot there in 8th in car number 94. And Stephen Mixler rounding out your heat number 2 field in 9th with car number 75. Getting ready here for the start as they get going. Green flag is out. 8 laps the distance to go. Oh, I'm sorry. One more time around. Or am I on the backstretch? Oh, boy, I'm getting turned around here. Shaggy, I don't know how you don't get turned around so much here. Here at Cedar Lake. But here we are, green flag down there in the corner number 1. As that 71, John Hine gets out there in top. Here comes Bachman and Salas battling there for 2nd. As Salas is down there on the inside. Coming up off turn number 4 down in the corner number 1. 7 laps to go. Salas down there on the inside, battling hard as he can. Greg Parmalee back there in a 5th. Greg Offit back here in that 6th position. Why did all of a sudden that go weird? Ah, man, something else went haywire here, and we lost our paints. We'll get that back here. I know that 72 looked different before. They come out of the top side there. That's 71, John Hine. The 75 there, Trevor Gru. Greg Parmalee there in 4th. Greg Offwood there 5th. Sam Bachman out there in front, battling John Hine. As Trevor Gru looks on, Isaac Salas, he's in the pits. Had problems there somewhere along the line. I'm not sure exactly what happened. 3 laps to go here in your heat number 2. They work there out of 4 down through the front stretch. There we go. Now this should be up and running. As Zach's car is taking a little longer to come together. They come through. White flag for Sam Bachman. John Hine there in 2nd. But Trevor Guru working on the bottom, and that's 75T down there on the bottom side. Or maybe just a 075. Unofficial results. Bachman getting the win. John Hine there in second. Trevor Guru there in third. Greg Parmalee, Zach Chapman back there. And that must be what Zach has for a car tonight. Warm-ups taking place. We'll be back after this short message from our sponsor.
Precision is our language. Creativity is our weapon. And perfection is the only option.
Yeah, we got our echo going on, so I gotta fix that when I get
your
back.
brand, your image, elevated to a level that can't be ignored. This isn't just a wrap, it's a revolution. Regal Wrapz and Designs, where power meets style, and style becomes unforgettable. At Regal Wrapz and Designs, we don't follow trends, we set them. Every line, every finish, every detail is built to dominate. From flawless vehicle wraps to bold custom designs, we take your vision and redefine it. Seamless statements, artful accents, hues of harmony. We are Regal Wrapz and Designs.
All right, Trey, if that works there. Welcome back from the Speedway as warm-ups are taking place. They see the best time there from Hine being the fastest right now in warm-ups. And that number 89. You got Joseph Grandy out here running the currently in a second with a 13.237 out of Waynesburg, New York. Zach Chapman, he's got some speed built back up there into that Pro Late model there as he got it there in the fifth right now. Fifth fastest on track with a 13.140. Scott Riome not there far behind him as Riome's up into the outside wall out of lines. Jason Butterfield out of Syracuse, New York. Currently there in seventh. Got a time right now of a 13.458. Axel, he got himself up there battling in that for that 10th fastest right now warm-ups with a 13.7 or 4.75. There we got just a little bit more to go here before they line up for the feature. There we take a look at some of these drivers. There's you see Trevor Guru out of Chatham, Ontario. Up off the corner, checkered flag waves here in warm-up. Getting ready now here for your feature.
All right, everybody.
Your starting grid is as follows.
30 laps, everybody.
30 laps to distance. Joseph Grandy will start on pole with Sam Bachman there in second. Dean Reynolds third. John Hine there in a fourth. Starting in row number 3, inside in car number 26 is going to be Maverick Seidel with Trevor Guru starting 6th on the outside, row number 3, and car number 075. Jeff Sharp inside row number 4 with car number 28 starting in 7th. Car number 04, driven by Greg Parmalee, is going to start 8th tonight outside row number 4. And then in row number 5 to its outside, you got Gary Offlet there starting in 10th. With that car number 94. The 09, Ted York, starting inside row number 5 in 9th. There in row number 6, Jason Butterfield. There in the number 93, rolling off in 12th. In 11th, that's Scott Riome in car number 4. Route number 7, that's going to be Mason Hine on the inside, starting there in 13th. Then car number 89 with Zach Chapman, otherwise known as Shaggy, rolling off there in 14th. Number 72, Billy Roberts, the 099, starting in 15th tonight. Inside row number 8 with Isaac Salas there in 16th. And car number 5, Jeff Barker there in 17th. Steven Bixler there in 18th. Rounding out your field of drivers here tonight in that car number 75. So we got a car number 75 and we got a number 075 on the scoreboard. And we got back here Steven Bixler not on track. The 075 of Guru, though, is on track. And I thought Guru was the 75T. If I can get a close-up there. Yeah, that's the 75T of Trevor Guru. Thought I was calling that right. Green flags out. They scurry on down here in the corner number 1. Joseph Grandy way down there on the inside in that 518. Look out, the 26 of Maverick Seidel. Making a great run there underneath of Dean Reynolds as Dean Reynolds falls back a little bit now. Here comes that number 007 up there along the top side. In second, we got John Hine there in third. Maverick Seidel there in fourth. Trevor Rue in fifth. Dean Reynolds there in sixth. Scott Rione there in seventh with Jeff Sharp in ninth. And look out, up into the outside wall is Rione. And he's battled that wall all night long here in the Pro Late Models. Every time I seem to look back at him, he's got that car up into that outside wall once again. They battled on out here, off the corner, down the back straightaway here in the corner, number 3 and 4. The 79 there, Dean Reynolds back on the top side. And sitting there in 6th still, though, is Grandy hanging on to first as Bachman's chasing him down with John Hine there in 3rd. Maverick Seidel, oh, nope, Trevor Guru, I'm sorry, they're in 4th. Maverick Seidel falling back into 5th. Dean Reynolds there in 6th. They got that 26 Maverick Seidel on the bottom side. Seidel sliding backwards down there on the inside. Jeff Barker and Steven Bixler out of this race. Ted York back there at the back of the pack. I'm sorry, I should have that set the gap. I don't. There you see the gap between everybody. So they are gapped out there by a half a second or more between positions, except there between Maverick and Dean. Now, those two are the closest. They're on the racetrack right now, but shortly ahead of them, you got the 75T of Trevor Guru trying to race around to John Hine, number 71, down there on the inside. And working fair along the top side, out there across the stripe. Down there with 20 laps to go. Joseph Grandy there out front. Bachman there second. John Hine third. Trevor Guru there fourth. Dean Reynolds, he's back here in fifth. Maverick Seidel there sixth. Mason Hine there in seventh. Scott Rione there eighth. Jeff Sharp there in ninth. Greg Parmalee there in 10th. Billy Roberts in 11th. Jason Butterfield there in 12th. They roll around here out of corner number 3 and 4 down here through the front straightaway. Through 1 and 2, back up off the corner, up there across the top. That's the 518 of Grandy with Bachman there in second. John Hine there in third. Trevor Guru there fourth. Dean Reynolds back here fifth. Maverick Seidel there in sixth. Scott Riome in seventh. There's a rolling on off. Grandy still out front. Bachman second. Guru back here third, trying to hang on to it there with Hines still battling it out between these two. They battled out Seidel and Reynolds. They battled out there as well. They work up there off the top of the racetrack down here in the corner number 1 once again. Down through the back straightaway. Front straightaway here in the corner number 1. I got flipped around there looking at Trevor Guru, John Hine and company all following there behind. Trying to find the battles. Here we go. Billy Roberts there to 99. Getting underneath the 28 of Jeff Sharp as they come up off of turn 4. Billy Roberts going to slide it up in there. There you see Jeff Sharp hang on to it. Isaac Salas, he's got a little bit of damage here on the front end of that machine. And we got a caution out, Ted York. Big problems there for Ted York. Now we're going to see here what exactly happened. Coming off of turn 4. Up there in, oh man, oh, that's got problems there. He lost the tire, lost the front end of that machine there on the 09. Ted York had to tow it to the pits. So it looks like single car incident. And we'll be back green flag racing here shortly.
Alright, let's see around the long day.
We made it over halfway here in the Pro Late Model without getting our first caution. It comes out here at just a little over halfway. Down there it drew off of the corner. And sorry here, I don't seem to have the sponsors the way I need them as of yet for here on Thursday night. Or Wednesday night, whatever. We'll get that fixed though coming forward. As that hard drive, as we said last season, that those were stored on, I have sitting here, I got to get the data off of it. Dean Reynolds up there on the top side. Maverick Seidel down there on the inside. Scott Rion back up there on top. Got to be careful as he's met that wall a few times. Grandy out there in front. There you see Bachman as he's got company around him. I thought I saw, not quite like Trevor Guru and John Hine, as they battle it hard down here through the front stretch into corner number 1 and 2. With 8 laps to go, that's a battle for third spot if they can get up there. Dean Reynolds back here in a 5th with Maverick Seidel down there in the bottom. Working there in 6th. Mason Hine in 7th. Billy Roberts in 8th. Isaac Salas there in 9th. They come rolling here off the corner. God knows Salas getting into Roberts up there on the outside. That's going to bring out caution number 2 most likely. No caution. They stay green. There's the caution. I'm going to say there should be caution out as track was blocked.
Sorry, Greg. I bounced off butters and then got you there. My bad, dude.
I see him up here in the top. Salas on the top side, up there against that outside wall. Coming around there and just squeezing it in there to Roberts. Yeah, just not enough room to put them cars side by side there at that point. See what happened here to Rion into the outside wall. He is broke. Joseph Grandy out there in the front, leading the way. Here we go. FFTV coming there off the corner. Pace cars down the way. They're green flag racing. Down here in the corner number 1. Grandy getting a great run. Up there on the top side. That Bachman in that 007. John Hine there in 3rd. Guru there in 4th. Down here in the corner number 1. 4 laps to go. The 71 catches that outside wall. Dean Reynolds there in 5th. Maverick Seidel there 6th. Mason Hine there in 7th. They battle off down there through the corner. Now we got 3 laps to go with Grandy leading the way. Bachman there second. John Hino, he's doing what he can to get up there to Bachman. He's had a great run going here tonight. He's up a position from where he started. Trevor Garew's up 2. White flag in the air. Does Hine have anything for Bachman? They come there out of turn number 2, way up there on that top side. Final corner, he has nothing. It's Joseph Grandy getting the win here at Cedar Lake for the Pro Late Models here this Thursday night. Man, oh man, what great racing this Coast to Coast League has definitely brought here to Coast to Coast Racing Network. Hey, watch them all battle out there. There is your winners coming there to the line. Great, great job. As we get set to rock and roll here.
Also, screw all of you guys for not letting me know that he called him Grande. That would have been gold for the past couple months. I can't believe no one told me that.
All right, here we go. Where's Grandy at? Oh, it'd help if I'm in the right chat room. There we go. No, I found him. There we go. Don't get with John Hine. Good evening there, John. How's it going?
Not too bad, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. What a run there tonight.
Yeah, you know, it's shaking the rust off a little bit and having some fun when I'm actually home during the week. So it's a good time tonight.
How'd that Pro Late Model feel here at Cedar Lake? How'd that car come to the track tonight?
Well, the 3 tonight, that's my favorite track, and that's kind of my bread and butter. And that car is a lot of fun there. You've got to attack each corner differently. Use a little different throttle inputs on both ends of the track, and keep the car pointed as straight as what you can. And man, I tell you, it was fun. Sam and Joseph there, they were hooked up, and a lot of fun racing with those guys. It's been a long, long time since I've been able to get up there and race with them.
Do you think if you had a few more laps, you would have been able to get up there to battle, Sam?
Well, the track, I just don't know if there was any other lines available. I mean, Sam, and I think Sam and I are pretty equal. I think we were equal down at 1. I might have been a little better than him in 3 and 4, but I was going to have nowhere to go with it. And I mean, I could have, got into him or something like that to upset his car, but man, I'm not going to do that. So, yeah, we'll settle for 3rd, and you know what? I don't know. It might be a couple months before I can get back, but at least I can do a semi-mic drop putting her on the podium tonight.
Well, you did a great job putting it up there, and I mean, the car looked great as well. You got sponsors, shout-outs, anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Bass Pro Shops. They're the ones that keep me on the road and won't let me do a lot of the iRacing, but that's okay. It's a great company to work for. Come on in and see us. Fishing season won't be here before too long, and come in and load up on your fishing gear. And want to thank Gambler Motorsports. Want to thank you for the broadcast, and mostly, I want to thank my wife. I'm home, and here I am sitting on the computer here tonight. So I want to thank you for giving me the time to have some fun here.
Well, great job, and I'm sure you got some. You guys have any special deals finishing up the hunting season?
Well, Black Friday, and through the holidays they came and went, but there's some good deals that you can come in and find, depending on what location you're at. There's sometimes if there's some overstock left over from the holidays, if you're smart, you can go in and find a really good deal on that stuff. So, but you know what? Open a club card and you can save a bunch of money anyway, even without the deals. And the cool thing about those cards are you can fill up on gas and you get points to use in Bass Pro. So they're not like the other retailers that you can only use and get the benefits in the store. Use those things anywhere and you can load up on your stuff that way.
All right, well, great job there tonight, and we'll see you whenever you race again there.
Yeah, hopefully it won't be too long, but we'll have to see here. But thanks again for doing the broadcast. I want to say hi, everybody, and wish everybody a very happy, safe New Year coming up here.
All righty, great job there, John, and we'll see you in your next race. Great job tonight.
Yep, thank you.
Well, that was John Hine. Now we'll get with Sam Bachman. Good evening there, Sam. How's it going?
Going pretty good. How about you?
It's going. I mean, you got second there tonight. Sorry. I did see. It seemed like Trevor was, John Hine was gaining a little bit, but just like he was saying, there just wasn't enough room to really try to make a move or do anything.
Yeah, I was kind of got to one lane pretty quick or whatever, went to the top. I felt like I was kind of catching, me and John were kind of catching Joseph a little bit, but it was kind of hard to hit the line right, and I knew if I even had a shot of passing him, it was going to be pretty hard because it was so locked down on the top, 1 and 2, and the slider 3 and 4.
Well, you did a great job there, and getting that 007 there in the second place. You got sponsor shout-outs. Anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, the boys over at FTM, Gunnar at Swan Speed Shop. He's really been working hard on the dig. Dean over at Super Dark Car Series, X for Installation, Vertex Graphics, Shaggy TV, obviously you Flieger for broadcasting and sponsoring this night.
Oh, great job there, Sam, getting that second place here in race number 3 of the winter season of Coast to Coast. So hopefully we'll see you back next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All righty. Good luck there and have a good night. All right. Now, Joseph. Good evening there, Joseph Grandy. How's it going?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear us okay?
Here now.
All right, Grandy. Great job there getting the win. Were you any worried about the guys behind you?
No. Starting in the pole there. The track gets pretty locked down. I was going to stay on the bottom the whole time until that last caution came out, and I probably still could have stayed on the bottom, but I saw he was gaining a little bit coming out of 1 every time, so I decided to move up and protect, and that's about it.
Well, you did a great job, and bringing it out here and getting the win. I don't know exactly how well you did in the big blocks here tonight. I know I ran in the big blocks, not the 358s tonight, so always a lot of fun out there on track. I just know I'm got to find some speed somewhere.
Yeah, you'll get it eventually. Just takes practice, that's all.
I can hold the car straight and stuff. I'm aware if my problem is being too heavy on the throttle.
Yeah, especially with the big blocks, you got to learn throttle control.
So, yeah, I'm thinking they don't like full throttle too well. I feel like I'm spinning tires more than I'm going forward.
Yeah, big blocks take a little bit to get a hang of, but they're real fun.
But great job there in that Pro Late Model tonight here with the Regal Wrapz Pro Late Model Series. And like always, that 518 looked great. As you put it out there on Victory Lane, you got any sponsors, shout-outs, anybody else you need to thank there for getting that victory tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Aiden over at Raise the Bar, the guys at RMDB, Catalytic Recovery, Hinkle Homes, Mad Rabbit, Reckless Wraps, Highlight Cinematography, all the guys at Coast to Coast, you for letting us do this broadcast, and that's about it.
All right, great job, and you enjoy the rest of your New Year's week as we started the new year today, and what a way to start the year off with a win.
Thank you.
So, great job. Have yourself a great night there. So that'll wrap it up here from Coast to Coast tonight. Thank you all for watching. We'll catch you here next week with the Coast to Coast Racing Network as we take on more racing action. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy the action you see here at Coast to Coast Racing Network. As well as if you're ever watching over at Flickerform TV, we'll be live there once again Sunday night as we take on the Xfinity Series, which I'm thinking I got to talk to those guys a little bit more. I'm wondering if we should change that to stock cars after learning what after I did some research, but that forget, hearsay. Here tonight at Cedar Lake, great job here by the Coast to Coast Dirt guys, and they bring it home with a great night of racing. Thank you all for watching. Have yourselves a great night and Happy New Year.